Well, we're back again. Back again for a clean stream. Clean little session to warm ourselves up. It's Friday. It's almost 10 o'clock here. 2 minutes left till 10. 2 minutes till 10. I was watching a bit of Cobra Kai, so yeah, that took up a bit of time there. It's good to see that series once more because I'm on season 3 right now, and yeah, if you've not seen Cobra Kai, highly recommend it. It's based off the original Karate Kid film. Yeah, it's got a lot of returning cast, which makes it so interesting. Get to see them how they look right now compared to when they were in the 80s. So it's yeah, really good series if you're a fan of the Karate Kid. So the plan is for this session is maybe try and get this Arctic Fox finished. I had to take some time to find some more no copyright music, so I found some piano playing track. It's pretty nice and calm, not too in your face, sort of relaxing. I'm just going to move my bottle of water to one side. I see Funds is on. Hello, Funds64. Hello, welcome. You'll get a spinning spud face. Where do all your memes go? All my emotes, all my favourite emotes, my personal ones are all on Picato. It's where I post all. I can't get enough of them. Normally on Twitch, I just stick with Lenny, copy paste Lenny. But yeah. How's your day been anyway? It's I assume it's probably still excuse me. I assume it's probably in the afternoon for you, isn't it? Because you're based in Canada, is that right? Oh, let me just shift. Let me post on FA as well. I'm gonna do my little stream. It shouldn't take long. I'm just gonna quick post this whilst I let them know that I'm doing a little clean stream. Normally when I'm doing safe work stuff, no one's at all interested. It's always about the the not safe for work stuff. That's where it's at. But I think safe for work has a special spot in anyone's. Oh, thank you for the follow. Scared me there. I was like, what? That was loud in my ear. 5 p.m. Wow. Okay, so it's in just almost you're reaching the evening. Yeah, Toronto hour. Okay. I know someone that lives in Vancouver. I think he lives in Toronto. I'm not sure. He's not watching the stream right now. He's playing Deep Rock Galactic. I might play some Deep Rock Galactic after this session. We'll see what happens. Just when I take a break. Deep Rock Galactic is my go-to game to chill out with. A bit of mining, bit of shooting. Yeah. There we go. I'm just gonna post this here. One thing I forgot to do. Yeah. Go. Submit. How's the weather over there? Is it cold? It's a bit chilly here in the UK, but it's not as bad. We're hoping to get some snow in London, but I don't think we'll ever will because it's so polluted and stuff. The north of England is usually snowy. That's the best time where snow. If you want snow in the UK, it's best to live up north. You'll get snow there. Yeah, not in the south where I'm at. The south of England. Okay. One more thing I need to do is. Do I want to post on Facebook? It's a bit late for Facebook. I'll do it next time. Be on Facebook and wait. Right. Let me shift the screens around a bit so I've got a nice little layout arranged for myself, and then I'm going to pick up the recorder and start resuming this painting. So, from what I know we did my last session, we kind of blocked in the background and the foreground, and the Arctic Fox. He looks kind of cool. I think he kind of looks kind of ready for a bit of rendering now, and then we can just fix things along the way and shape him up a bit as well. But yeah, background's going to be blurred out anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The background is kind of, you know, usually a relevant part of this painting, but the foreground, everything else is important. Well, actually, one thing I do want to share is my Twitch link with a certain number of groups in the Discord. Normally I always forget to do this, but I'll do it now. Painting Arctic Fox. There we go. Okay, I think we're ready. Before I actually begin, I might just do a little one or two quick, like paintery, you know, like warm-ups. Just I like to do these little things before I start, just to get, you know, get into painting. Next week I'm going to be contacting a company that I worked for before Christmas, sorry, and see if they're looking for any freelancers, and then there probably might be, so I might end up going back to work again, getting back into the old job stuff. It just means I'll be streaming in the evening, so around this time anyway you probably see me streaming, so probably 5 p.m. onwards Toronto time, so it'll probably be 6 p.m, 5 p.m, 6 p.m, and then obviously do more of these study stuff, and then try and squeeze in time to put these recordings onto YouTube as well, which I haven't done for the last 4 or 5 recordings I've done of streams of like studies and stuff. I've not put them on YouTube because video editing takes a bit of time as well, and I should make time for that. But because I've done like 5 or 6 paintings now, I've got enough backlog of stuff now to maybe turn them all into videos and then upload them per week, so I can have like a pattern of stuff. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Like, well, this company I worked at, they offered me a full-time position, and I said I'll think about it. But like, I mean, before Christmas, I said I'm taking some time off. I didn't say when I'll be back. I said I kind of said I'll be back in mid-January, and we are kind of reaching mid-January now. So, so I think it's a good time to you know, make that email, make that call to them and say, hey, you know, do you guys need me? They probably might say yes. How's it going, crime? Yeah, they might say yes. If they say no, that's fine. But I can still carry on with the artwork and stuff, and maybe take some more commissions on. I've got 2 commissions left to do. One's a traditional one, so I'm gonna try and start that tomorrow afternoon, maybe, or tomorrow morning. We'll see. It's 2 equine ladies. Illustration of 2 equine ladies, you know, up to hugging each other. So yeah, you can pretty much fit together the rest of the idea of that. But yeah, that's the idea of that piece that the person wants. So I'm going to be doing that. I don't know if I can probably stream that. It would just probably mean having the camera downwards and stuff. But yeah, traditional stuff I can do, but obviously moving the camera around is a bit finicky. I do have a tripod, so what I may do, I can probably buy another Logitech camera, maybe set up 2 cameras, or use the laptop as a camera. So I've got my old laptop here. The camera on that sucks, but I think the camera on my newer laptop is slightly better. I'm not sure. Yeah, it definitely. Well, busy. It's good to be busy, as they say. It's good to be busy. I've been lazy this Christmas, you know, mostly eating and drinking and sleeping and watching films and stuff, and not really been doing much art. I did the Christmas piece, and that's it. So, but this week I've done some productive stuff. You know, I finished the drafting of the 2 Dear Girls, and then I did some writing. For a change. So I wrote out a script for a new comic that I want to work on. It's a silly comic, but it's just a way to test my writing skills. You know, I think I mentioned my last stream that, you know, there's some bad news happened, that, you know, the writer I worked with passed away this week. So yeah, so it's time I it's time I start to pull up my sleeves and start getting on with things like this. Stuff I should know how to do, or at least do it for myself. Um, I mean, it's fine to pay people or to hire people, but sometimes if things like this happen, it's not good, and it's good to know how to manage things like that. I've been looking for a few cameras upgrade myself. Best thing found was a video card converter for Nikon camera. Yes, yes. Yeah, you can use your digital cameras. I don't know what the I mean I would probably check if how much battery power that uses up, because obviously because you're using the camera as a video capture thing, as a webcam, hopefully doesn't draw too much power, because obviously it's constantly on, isn't it? I mean, I used to use my mobile phone. I used to use my mobile phone as a webcam when I first started streaming on Twitch and stuff. I used my Samsung Android phone. You can get like an Android app which turns your phone into a webcam, and you can plug it into your PC, and then you can treat it as a feed into OBS, um, as a webcam. But the problem was you have to keep it plugged in at all times, because obviously your phone's on, and it's capturing video, so it drains a lot of power on the battery. So yeah, keep in mind of that. I don't know how cameras cope with that. I'm sure the cameras have the same problem. When if it's been used as a webcam, it's probably going to be drawing a lot more power. How's it going, Samurai? Yo, how are you today, sir? I'm just doing a quick warm up here, and then I'm going to be ready to work on that Arctic Fox. I'm just basically making squiggles here. So it's the best way to really just get relaxed and into the mood to make some drawings and paintings and whatnot. Um, so I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for that. Here we go. So that's the Arctic Fox. Oh yes, no. If you're not doing 24 hours, that's fine. But like, I think if even for 5 hours, if you're shooting for 5 hours, it might. But give it. I'd say give it a test. But yeah, I think obviously using your camera as a webcam is a good choice, because the quality on that would be amazing, just as good as this. This webcam is a Logitech C920. I bought it on a Black Friday sale a while back, a couple of years ago. Excuse me. Yeah, for about $70. The normal price is about 120, so it's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. How's been the end of your weekday? It's been it's been okay. It's been okay. I mean, I'm less shocked by after prior to what's happened this week. It's settling in now. It's got to move on. We all got to move on. When you hear bad news, you just got to move on. You got to first absorb what's happened, and yeah. There's not much more I can say on it really. When you hear bad news, at first you're going to feel like what startled, like unbelievable. You're not going to believe what's happened, and then it settles in, the shock of it, and the shock lasts for a couple of days, and then eventually time will heal it. So I'm still in the healing process. I mean, after what's happened, but like, I'm being productive. I think being productive and doing things helps with anything like that. It's a good way to keep your head focused and not be in despair. Because otherwise, if you're not doing stuff, you feel. I think for some it can get a bit overwhelming. But like, for me, drawing and painting has always been my like way out. The salvation. And writing, the writing stuff I did on Wednesday or Thursday evening was really good as well. I spoke to some people on my Discord about writing, and a couple of them are writers. So someone gave me a character sheet to work on, so that, as an example. So I've been using like these character sheet templates to write out the characters of the comic and stuff like that. And it gives me some insight about the characters that are in the comic. And I can tweak some of the extra information that was not present. So it gives me a bit more insight about the characters, and if I wanted to write them again, I've got something I can work with now. So yeah, another interesting news is that the housemate of the person that passed away, the writer that passed away, they managed to find document the document of the comic, the script. It might be the script. I'm not sure. Of notes of of what the comic was about. So hopefully when the lockdown ends, um, I'll pop round there and grab that document and then go through it, see what notes were made by the writer, and see if there's any additional information I can use from that to continue on the story. Otherwise, I can probably pass that document on to another writer, and they can, fill in the gaps and just, put it back together, and for me to finish it. To give it a satisfying open ending, so I can carry on with other things. Because obviously, it's a shame. I don't want to leave the comic as it is. I don't want to leave it on hold because it feels a bit weird, doesn't it? But yeah, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. That's the good thing. We always got to find ways to carry on and get through it. And that's the best human thing. We will have about understanding and absorbing and then adapting. We are a species that we adapt. Yeah. Oh, let me get the recorder up. I forgot about that. Before I was about to start painting, I forgot to get the recorder at Camtasia recorder. Camtasia app recorder. So yeah, for my Not Safe for Work stream, which I'll be doing probably later after this session, I'll probably do 2 hours of this, and then I'll take a break for an hour or maybe hour and a half, and then jump onto a Not Safe for Work on Picarto. So for the Picarto one, I can then jump on the public mic on Discord, and if anyone wants to hang out, chit chat, game, whatever, it'd be nice to if you join in on that. And whilst I'm working on stuff, so. That's what I used to do before on Friday streams, where I'd not stay for work session. It would be like an open mic where people can join in on chat and have a little banter, see how their day's been, talk about random stuff, things like that. It's always good. Yeah. Okay, let me start recording on this side. 5, 3, 2, 1, and then pause. Pause that player right there. And I'm going to position that around. So I think having a third monitor would be handy for me. Keep using up my screens here. Okay, so let me just check the YouTube one. YouTube one's good. That's still running. Is it still live? Oh, it's an error. Why is it an error? Bear with me. What's going on here? Please use. What is going on here? Bear with me, guys. What's going on here? Let's find out what's going on here. It says it's streaming. Copy video URL. Should be. Oh, it's streaming. Okay, it's streaming. Sorry. Yeah, the YouTube feed is always the weirdest one. I think Restream is what I've been using to stream to multiple platforms. Sometimes does act a bit funny and goes a bit wishy-washy. I think the settings I've done for it are not quite accurate. That's probably why it's spitting out errors at me saying it's not the number of frames is not accurate, but I've not done anything to it other than just connect to it. So I'll have to look into how to override it so it works for that. But yeah. Just move this around. Okay. Okay, yeah. Cool. I think I'm ready to start. Oh yeah, dual streaming. Didn't know you were both streaming. Yeah. You may use Twitch if you prefer, or Picarto. Either's fine. I think Twitch has a more real-time response, doesn't it? So I guess you can talk on that if you like funds or crime. You get a quicker response than Picarto, because Picarto has like a delay. I think I'm not sure how long the delay is. You can probably count it. The worst in the past, like way in the past, I remember Picarto had like a delay of almost like 15 minutes. That's like a full. Basically, I once streamed episodes of what's it called, Samurai Jack on Picarto, just like whilst painting, and people like I was watching I was watching it back to back, and most people on the chat were still watching the previous episode from the beginning, whilst I was already on the next episode. That's that delay. I think that's like a 10 to 15 minute delay. It's a big delay. I'm not sure what you know. Maybe because it doesn't have the right kind of resources. But yeah, that's the clearly it's not made for real time responses. Yeah. Their balls and have a huge lag. Yeah, I think they just need the gold and silver to have that kind of monies. Cool. Right. So, love me talking because I'm yammering on about I'm yammering on, not actually doing anything, just sitting here with my orange juice, a little bit of orange juice that's left. I should start doing the paints Roonies because painting's good. Okay, let me just make sure I've got everything set up so I don't have to stop for anything. Chat's there, cool. Timer's there, cool. I'm tempted to really. Oh, you know what? I might. No, I won't. Should I? Yeah, you gotta have. Yeah, you gotta have a Picasso account for the saucy stuff. You know that's true. Yes, the saucy stuff is good. I don't blame you. Saucy stuff is down good. Yeah, I was gonna post on. Yeah, it's too late now. It's way too late now. It's nearly gone past 10. I should have started the stream way earlier, but I got caught. Yeah, Cobra Kai is such a good series, and I just got sucked into it like a fool. So okay, yeah, right. Let's start. Okay, let me just move my thing to one side here. My thumbnail. There we go. And my okay, right. Here we go. Resume recording. So we've done the background. I think I'm happy with that. Let me just turn that off and just make a few more strokes just to make sure we got display toggle. There we go. Just to make sure that we got enough color here, just to give it that sense of. So like these things I'm doing right now, it's all going to be blurred away, but it's nice to apply the colors so that way it all comes together. You know, this is all going to merge together at some one way or another. So it's just a case of making sure it's all there. I picked the wrong kind of brush there. General round brush could probably do the trick there. No, actually that's soft edged. Hard round, here you go. Hard round brush. There we go. That's better. I don't like to use soft edges for blocking ins because blocking in, as a term suggests, you're blocking it in. And if you're going to block it in, use a really oh, that's it. I'm going to post on Furzu. Just that ping sound you heard there is from Furzu. I was going to say I was going to stream on there, and then I think people were leaving a like or something. Let me just pause the recording. I like myself, I don't really use Furzu as most people do for like. It's like a social media site for furries, but like I just use it to post, you know, for streaming and stuff and posting that on there. And people leave comments. I just don't really pay attention to it as much. But yeah. See the colours you're about. It's blending. I'm just to see how it. Oh yeah. I'll be moving on to refinement in a bit. So yeah, you'll see how I do that. Because the thing is, when you block things in, you can leave it as it is. I mean, if I get rid of the line work, I stop recording. I stop recording. Yeah. If I get rid of the line work here, there you go. It's kind of taking shape. So if you wanted to put all these the extra lines in, you could just to get the definitions in for the detail. But the actual shape is what you want. You want to try and get that shape in there. Now I've not put that really fluffy part in there because that's the detail. I want to treat that detail the last 10% of the picture when I'm done with it. But what we want to try and do is get that overall shape, that shape we got here. Obviously, I noticed here, you know, the fox's back should come up a bit further. So I'm definitely going to be bringing that up a bit more up here. Yeah, so that's fine. So things like that. It's all about seeing the shape, the general shape of it, and trying to compare that. Let me just. Let me just quickly post on here that I'm streaming, and then I'll get back to painting. Let's use a nice picture. Let's use a red panda. I've got a painting of a red panda that I've done before. It's a good way to. There we go. Upload. Takes a while. There we go. It's gone through. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, yeah. So let's fix that shape as well. Let's resume the recording. So back to our fox. We'll put that outer edge there. Let's look for this. It happens from the eye, so we can cut in and bring it in like that. There we go. We're just gonna bring all these colours back into that shoulder, to that neck. There we go. There we go. It's looking more like it. So I'm just going to erase it just a little bit here. So because obviously there's going to be a lot of fluff that's going to be hitting this fox when you start to detail it. But for now, all we're worried about is just shapes. So I'm making little strokes and marks here just to give it that flow of direction. The songs, this playlist is more Christmassy, but that's fine. It's a bit festive. I like a bit festive tunes. It's a shame, really, because I would love to play some more like synthwavey stuff, but obviously, because I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch, you know, things like that, and obviously I like to keep recordings and things like that. It gets muted. All this stuff I'm talking right now in the recording, it'll probably get muted because obviously the copyright stuff being played. It's a bit of a shame that. It's really annoying that. So I was checking one of my previous recordings in the past, like I think when I was painting the what was it? What was I painting? It was the it might have been the tiger or the red or the fox cub. I think it might have been the fox cub. And like a good chunk of the stream was muted because there was a certain song that was playing, and obviously YouTube didn't like that. So you have two choices: either mute that segment out, which is what it's done, or you have to cut it out, like manually cut it out, or tell YouTube to skip that segment out, or have it try and fix it, which I did tell it to do. So what it does, it tries to filter out the background music, so it leaves your voice, but it makes you sound like you're talking from a gutter, gutter sound. But it's better or nothing. But yeah, it would be a shame if you know you couldn't hear what I was saying if people watching the recording of the stream. So I'm sticking with no copyright music. Bit generic, but I'll have to do. I'll have to do for now. And I think for art streams, I think chill, relaxing music like this is nice. It gives you a bit of focus. It's not too heavy on the ears either. Not too loud. Nice and calm. Calm stuff is good. Cool. I showed this to my mentor, and they said it looks sad. The cub looks sad. I'm like, well, I can make him happy. And said, no. That's like, no, I'm just saying what I see. The cub from the reference as well. It looks sad. It does look sad. I mean, I could make him happy, but you know, sometimes it is what it is. You know, I hope this Arctic fox is somewhere, wherever they are. I hope they are well, and you know, they're well and stuff, not feeling sad. Which reminds me, I need to start looking into maybe giving some money away to an animal charity and stuff. You know, every year it's good to visit. You know, not visit, but like, because obviously it's like you can't visit anywhere right now. But um, I mean, visit charity sites and offer something back. You know, give something back. Give something back to these institutes or companies or charity companies that do so much for animals. I mean, some people do stuff for like children's charities and stuff. I'm more for the animal charities. You know, animal welfare, things like that. It's a good way to give something back. You know, give a voice to those that have no voices. That's what I say. You know, and you got the power. You got the power. You got the power. You know, we have the power. We can make that little change by giving a little. So I might try and make a donation, and I'll let you guys know. I might put like a tweet about it as well if I do like a if I do find one which is a nice charity to offer something to, you know. Yeah. I don't know if you guys out there are people that do that sort of thing. I don't really do it. I don't really do it as often, but I just thought about it this year after what's happened. You know, like you. So it's good to give when possible, where possible. And I know a lot of people, a lot of Twitch streamers tend to do a lot of charity streams and stuff, which are, you know, that's like hats off to them. They're like hardcore people out there which do like 24-hour streams. I've played games for 24 hours and I get wrecked afterwards. I mean, I could probably do a 24-hour stream of Fallout 4. You know, that's how crazy it sounds. You know, it is. But like, yeah, I don't think I can. I don't think I would want to do that because I'll get sick of the game. You don't want to get sick of the game that you're playing. I guess if you're doing it for charity, I guess you've got to have the drive for it, right? Have that drive to make that push. Okay, I think we're getting close to starting this rendering out. Yeah, just gonna add a bit more light here. Oh, I don't have a big following. Big following. But like, you know, I've if I grow, I grow. But if it's, you know, I think these things, these actions that we do, you know, it's a personal achievement, you know, and then if people notice that, I hope they follow suit. You know, they think about it. So you know what, you know, I think I'll do the same. You know, I'll you know, I like I care for animals as much as you do or they do, and I will happily do the same. You know, and but obviously, you know, only if you've got the opportunity to do so, because I know some people out there, you know, times are hard right now for jobs and stuff, and I don't expect anyone to like people that support me on Patreon, you know, even though it's like $2 a month and stuff like that. I mean, I don't, as much as I praise them, I do feel, you know, some people have said, you know, when you get jobs and stuff. I think you mentioned as well funds, you know, yeah, it's, yeah, don't know, you know, don't expect to. I'd feel bad for people that, you know, who need, you know, it's best to keep the money and keep yourself going until things settle down and stuff as well. Like, there's a lot of people out there which they always say that, you know, once they get a job, they'll support you. I'm like, get yourself supported first. Support yourself first before doing anything else. in this day and age right now, getting jobs is pretty tricky. I've seen a lot of people who are in tricky situations. You know, their income's very low, not implying that I'm telling people how to spend their money, but yeah, sometimes the own well-being comes first. Own well-being comes first before luxury and all that. But yeah, that's why I mean, I haven't really been focused on trying to become relying on this heavily in terms of going full time with this, because then it becomes more becomes more less, what's the right word, like if I'm doing this for more full time, it'll probably mean I like things will be more locked out, wouldn't they? Like you wouldn't be able to see um, anything I create will only be available behind some sort of paywall or some form of you got to pay me to see it, which I understand that's how a service would work, but it wouldn't be fair. I sometimes like to give stuff away for free, here and there. That's why the YouTube videos are free to watch. I don't. So yeah, it's a very right now it's a very tricky time for the world as well, isn't it? With the COVIDs and people stuck at home. I was planning to go out tomorrow. Well, yeah, tomorrow, which is Saturday, to do a bit of cycling, but just had with the lockdown, I don't think it's possible to even go anywhere without the law or anyone stopping you and asking you where you're going, because obviously the lockdown is very, very strict right now. They're saying don't go out. Oh, that's true. No, that's true. Yeah, every streamer has their own way of rewards. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've learned this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen a lot of streamers have their own rules and stuff, and that's fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just very conscious about. I'm just conscious about what the audience that I've grown so far, what they're going through. Because obviously, if I'm going through it, probably it's most likely they're going through it as well, and probably a lot more worse out. And I guess it's fair. I guess it's just nice to give them somewhere to hang out without being told that, oh, you can't come here because you gotta pay to come and see it. You gotta pay to come and see it. There'll be like a bouncer waiting at the door. Do you have a subscription? You do? Okay, you come in. If you don't, there's a door. There's a door, sir. Right, let's just quickly give some feet a little bit more TLC, and then we'll begin, because I've been on the upper part for a bit there. I'm just gonna bring some light to the feet here. Just quickly bring some bit more value here. The feet, there's a bit of light on that feet that I saw. There we go. There we go. And these tracks are really nice, really warm tracks, especially with pianos. I like it. Piano. Something about piano music which is so nice. You can just get lost in it. It'd be nice to go to like some sort of concert, those orchestra events where you just sit there and listen to the music. I don't know if you've heard of like Night of the Proms, things like that, where you just sit there and just listen to music. I used to hate, when I was younger, I used to hate those sort of things on TV. But now listen to music like this and classical music, I'm just thinking like, damn, I should appreciate these things, I should just like sit there and listen, just close your eyes and listen to the music and get lost in it. So I think it's one of the things I want to try and do this year, well, whenever things go off, going back to normal, is go to those kind of events and just sit there and listen. Take a sketch pad with me as well, So I can do a little doodle whilst I'm there, thinking about these things, this music, and see what drawings I can come up with. Same. Father used to ask me if I ever listened to jazz. I never did. Yeah, jazz as well. Yes, in London there are a lot of jazz clubs. Ones which go on till late hours, till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And like it's like yeah, they have like yeah. I think I would love to go to one of those, but yeah, it's just obviously the situation. It's always this damn COVID thing needs to end soon. God damn it. And I'll probably drink a lot of coffee because obviously if I'm staying till late, loads of coffee, probably some whiskey, and yeah, boom. One day I just looked took an hour outside and listened to BB King, Bonnie James, Dave Brubeck. Nice. I think I've heard of Dave Brubeck. I've heard of Dave Brubeck. BB King I've heard of. I've not heard his. I know of him, but I've not heard his stuff. But Dave Brubeck, I've heard of him. Yes. So there's a bit of that's grey, reddish there, but that's fine. I think I'll probably there we go. Let's just do 10% of that. There we go, 10%. Right. Excuse me. Do a little burp there, internal burp. I think this fox is ready for a render. So before I begin, I'm going to take a copy here. Call it fox. And then we're going to, that's the background, foreground, border. Right. So I'm making a new layer just above fox and call it render. Render fox. I'll call it render fox. I'm going to keep the line work here for now because I just want to see where things are. Just want to see things are. But I can because the render layer's over it. That's fine. 10%. I was planning to use the chalk brush over this, but I think the chalk brush may ruin it. It may ruin the way it looks because the chalk brush is very subtle. It's really soft, but I might use it in the background. So what I'll do, we'll stick with this brush for now and see what happens. And then no, you know what? Let's switch to using the DG main brush. I've been using that a lot. Actually, in fact, let me just check something. Let me pause the recording. Where's the chalk brush? I just want to see what it looks like with the chalk brush in effect. Because if it does work, I might stick with chalk brush. Where's the chalk brush gone? Because I said I was going to use a different brush this time. I'm using DG so much now. Oh, we go chalk. There we go. So let me just see how this looks. Just quickly. Yeah, it's a bit. It is a bit. Yeah, it's a bit. Bit soft. The edges are way too soft to make any nice fur edges. As you can see, it starts to lose the yeah. It may end up looking a bit soft, like a bit blurry. That's the right word to say. Blurry. Definitely works for this definitely works for what's it called, mountains and stuff. I use this kind of brush for mountains, the snowy mountain stuff and rocks. But for fur, as you can see, it kind of gets lost. I lose the edges that I originally created there. Yeah, see, so these edges are important. I want to keep these edges. Yeah, it's a bit too blurry, too soft. Let's try DG brush. Actually, wait a minute. Let's go back to the Wuther brush. Because I'm using the Wuther brush quite a bit. Let me just see if the Wuther brush is good for. See, this brush is pretty good. It's a bit. It's a bit. Yeah, it's nice, but it's got like. It's not giving me a nice edge either. Is this better? Let's just see how this sounds. Yeah. So I'm testing these out before I commit to it. Oh, sorry. One day, what's even funnier is that in a yearly world, famous Montreal Jazz Festival was 2 blocks away. Wow. So if it was 2 blocks away, like was it outside or was it indoors? Was it? So I take it if it'd probably be indoors, but damn. Is it? I assume it's gonna happen again, no doubt. What after probably not this year, probably the year after, considering when things settle down. When things are back to everything goes back to normal again, if it ever does. This brush might be good, but it's still a bit. Let's try another brush. There's a brush I used before. Where's it got on the block? That's the one. Is it the one? Yeah, this is the one. %. I'm just testing this out here, just to make sure that. I guess this brush I could use this brush. This one's a blocky brush. It's like a nice little block, and it has a nice little. It's a bit hard edged, but I could use this. Let me try my usual DG brush before I continue on, because I'm always picky about these things when using the right brush. I should use this as a timed experiment, but yeah. See, DG. So you can see the DG brushes always works. It's a bread and butter brush. I love it. It's created by an artist called Dave Greco, who streams a lot on Twitch. I've got this brush pack. I thought I'd give it a try, and yeah, it's like, for me it's worked, because I've tweaked his brush a bit, so I've used it to my advantage, and it's a phenomenal brush. Yeah, and it has a nice as you can see, it has a nice bubbly texture there, which is just adds a bit of grain, because it gives it a grainy texture, which is what's nice. Yeah, you know what? As sad as it sounds, I'm gonna stick with the DG brush. So, okay, let's resume. Boom. So we'll set the brush to 80%. So what happens is the maximum stroke I'll do is 80%. So I press as hard as I can. It will never go beyond. It will never get to 100%. It'll always be 80%. So up there, 80%. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just going to soften these edges out and bring everything together. So things like this, just going to soften out there like that. The nice thing about blocking in is all the stuff's done for you. It's all done. So all we're doing is just bringing things together so it doesn't look too weird, like that. Also keep an eye on our reference as well, because the shapes have already been defined for us now. That the blocking kind of has done that for us, as you can see, So we don't need to do much. If that makes sense. All we're doing is just, giving these areas here a bit more attention, like so. Don't forget, we've also got a detail part to do as well, which is the last part. So that's good. So this is just basically, softening things up a bit, just to make it look a bit neater and not too edgy in some areas. So here we can just basically graze that away, but we can just bring it up. There we go. Push it back in again. Get some of that reddish value there. So. There we go. So here as well, like the pattern. This pattern, I don't want to lose that pattern, so I'm keeping it, but at the same time, making sure it's still there. There we go. Comes down here. So these shapes are nice because they're kind of there as well, so we don't want to lose that. As you can see, If I do close it in and out, you can see we haven't changed. We haven't changed that much. We're still keeping that kind of look there. That belly there. Oh, see that part there? It's going to bring that back again. Let's erase that. Let's just do that again. There we go. So you can see it there. If it looks too heavy, we can always change it again. So, but for now, we're just going to keep that there. We'll come back to it later. Keep it all nice and tidy. Oh, it's a bit too dark there. Let's lighten up a bit. There we go. I want to try and I'm saving this recording as well, so if anyone wanted to paint alongside it, they can give it a go as well. Obviously, the original piece will be sped up, but the nice thing is this has been recorded on Facebook as well. On YouTube as well. So yeah, you can probably watch these videos and just paint alongside it and see how you feel, you know, whilst this is happening, so that way you can practice yourself this technique and see if it produces something similar. This photo of the Arctic fox is from a public domain image taken by someone on Fur Affinity, and they have been kind enough to provide me with their Flickr account, so I can use their images for these kind of paintings and study paintings. So, because normally most paintings like these are always, most nice photography shots are never free. They're never free, and if you plan to do it, if you plan to do stuff like this, you have to obtain permission to you know, to use these things. You know, nowadays, you know, the internet is full of media, but some media is owned by someone. Obviously, people out there just blindly take things and paint it and expect them to use it. You got to give credit where credit is due, and I always do my best to use images where it's allowed. And if I've used someone else's image, I will always credit them and let them know as well that I've used your photo for a study piece. Here's the video of it. You know, thanks a lot. Thanks for taking a lovely photo. I think, yeah, it's a nice gesture, you know, to let people that spend time taking these lovely photos, you know, let them know that their work is being admired by people that wanted to draw it and paint it. So keep that in mind. It's always good. So for the head here, there's not much to really blend really, because the pattern is kind of there. You see, do you see what I mean? Like I'll soften it up for sure, but you know, this is the nice thing about blocking in. You can pretty much nail down everything you need and don't have to do much work. You just bring it together, you know? Bring it together. There is a little tuft there. I'll keep that last. I'll keep that on the detail part, because I think that tuft looks a bit adorable. Little quiff. It's got a little quiff on his head. Yeah. So I'm getting that little depth in there, that little squint. Now, because this is a line, that the line drawing is going to be erased eventually, we're going to start applying our own actual detail into this, you know, the eye, just to get that eye in, little squinty eye in. So really, we can take our time doing this. I mean, if you plan to do this yourself, take your time as long as you want. There's no actual race. I'm gonna put this in like this for now, but then obviously come back to it when we do the detail part, and then really work that little eye in, just make sure it's all nicely plopped in place. But yeah. Another thing to keep in mind when doing foxes is the direction of fur. You know, the fur, or you see the fur, it goes back and then it goes up and around. I think that's important. Once you know the direction of how the fur works, you know, blending or rendering, in this case, what I say rendering, should follow suit as well. You should always follow the direction of the render. See, like that, a little stroke there, and then bring it back down again, like so. So following that direction, and it all comes together. Again, this is, like I said, I mentioned before, this is not we're not detailing anything here. We're just bringing it together. So when the details part comes in, we're just making slight strands of hair going in that direction to give it that sense of like the detail there. Yeah. So, but right now, what we're doing is just basically applying direction and soften up a bit those areas so it doesn't look too messy. There we go. So that internal part is a bit more whiter, so we can gladly go in here and just add a bit more light, you know, just to give it a sense of value again. There we go. Whoop. Yeah, looks pretty, looking nice. In fact, let's just flip it horizontally. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty. We'll use this mode here for now just to continue on this thing here, since we're flipped it. So bring that up here. So I'm using the pressure here as well, because I've set to 80%. Even though I'm blending, I'm not pressing too hard. I'm pressing softly, and then if I will need a bit more of that extra color and value, press hard, and it plops down. That's all you need. Pressure control. This is where it takes a bit of practice, you know, pressure control, but the more you do it, the more you start to feel it and understand it, and you'll be making pressure. You'll be doing the same thing as well. You're thinking like, how much pressure do I need to press on this to get that, soften that up. You have to be careful though how much you soften. You don't want to soften everything too much. Just soften things that look a bit too sharp. That's the right way. That's the right wording, I guess. Soften up things that look too sharp, and that shouldn't need to be sharp. Okay. Yeah. So here as well, like I'm pretty happy with what I've got here. So I'm just basically soften and then softly tapping. There you go, like that. See. Soft. Start hard. Press hard, and then soften as you go outwards. Keeping that direction. Keeping that direction. With the under jawline comes through here. It's pretty deep, so that's fine. You can press hard if you want, but I'm just gonna press light to the end and then shift that line away. There's a bit of dark shadow, dark heavier grey there, but that's fine. We can just use a pressure sense. Yeah, I'm pressing really lightly here just to wash that shape back in there, like that. See, I'm not worried about line work, because line work's under the layer. But eventually, I'm gonna push that line layer away, like by just turning it off completely. But for now, it's just there as a guide to tell me, like, yeah, there's an edge here, and it needs to be addressed. Okay. There we go. There we go. Kumi, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Potato Went's on its way to you. Yes. Thank you. That notification is really loud. It blows up my eardrums, but that's good. It's a good thing I wasn't painting when I was doing that. Otherwise, it would be like line go squiggling off to the corner in like a shocking surprise. Shocking surprise, like, whoa, like that. Social bucket. Hello, social bucket. So, was about to call you Social Biscuit there. That would have been a very bad. How are you? Sorry. Yeah, Social Bucket. Are you enjoying your Friday? Really high and really high and might have a Rona. Okay, yeah, Verona. Oh, Lyle. Okay, okay. It's see. Hello, Lyle Jones. Been a while. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. How's your 2021 coming along? You might. Oh, Rona. Oh, I see. You might have the sneaky infection. Oh dear. Shouldn't are you resting? Are you taking plenty of rests and sleeping in bed? Well, I hope it's negative, the test. So yeah, let's hope it's not the COVID and it's just a common cold or the older what happens when you have a little too much little drinky and partying and the joys of New Year's, just it's all nothing. But yeah, his hoping it's not the case. Just adding a little eye there, eye shape. It's got a nice little squint, so I'm going to try and get that squint in there as well. It's just got high temperature, muscle. Ah, yeah. I've that symptoms does sound like a COVID thing because I know of a fair few people that have got the same similar kind of symptoms as you. So just take care of yourself and rest, plenty of bed rest. I've been well, thank you. I've been well. Yeah, things have been okay. Just it's the new year, obviously. Things Christmas is gone, sadly, so we're back to work again, I guess, isn't it? Hmm. JK. Oh, okay, I see. Hmm. Let's put a little eye in there like that. Let's get that little dot in there just to get the sense there. You don't need to ask me that because you can draw yourself. No, you can draw yourself. Now, to be honest, I don't. I've only had a few people ask me on stream if I can draw them, but like most of it's been as private messages on Twitch. I've got like 10 or so messages like lined up, which basically just asking how much do you charge for commissions and stuff like that. Or one was a freebie, and I was like, I don't do freebies, but most have been like how much you charge for this, how much you charge for that. So yeah, I just don't have time. There's no time. As much as I like doing these things, this is just for me to just to keep ahead of the curve. Keeping the skill up to spec. Otherwise, if you stop doing these things, it's gonna start going down again. Oh, thank you. Oh, I look professional. I try to be with my terrible beard. I was gonna trim this down a bit, but it's gone down. Hair's grown. It's like I haven't cut my hair in a long while. No, I haven't seen your art in a while. Have you posted it on the because London Affairs have got like a creative section now. There's a great place to share work as well. I don't know if you've obviously it's clean work. It has to be clean work. Can't be naughty work. Naughty work is a no. But no, I've not seen your new stuff. Maybe you should. I think you still have me on on Telegram. Do you still have me on Telegram? You can probably. I don't like. Okay, fair dues. Yeah, you can send them on Telegram if you want. Oh, the chats. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's understandable. Yeah, you can send me on Telegram, I guess. I can check it after. Okay. Let me 1 second. 1 second. Let me sort that out. Let me pause the recording a second. Oh, let me just check. I think I still have. Oh, okay. Yeah, you sent me. I think. Yeah, last. Let me just check my chat. There's so many, loads of people. Ah, here you go. There you go. You should get a ping. Yeah, if you want. Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I mean, I normally do not safe for work anyway, so it's nothing out of the norm. It's fine. As long as it's not underage sort, if you know what I mean. I've seen, I've had in the past, I had a couple of artists who were asking for crits, and I was like, yeah, sure, and then they shared me something that wasn't my taste, and I was like, comment. I did help them, but it wasn't my thing. I openly said it's not the kind of thing I do. It's like, well, I'm not interested in that kind of art, but these are my comments. But it's not. It's a bit. It took me by surprise. I was like, oh, okay, that kind of art. Okay, fine. But it should be okay. This piano music is so beautiful. It's like so calming. Just gives a sense of so nice. I might have to start listening to more piano music now. It's like piano music is my new jam now, because it's the bee's knees. So I'm still softening out the edges here, just not too much. I'm still keeping that shape, the shapes of this form I've done. Okay, here we go. Just keeping that shape's intact. Oh, we sent a lot of stuff. Okay. Okay. So oh. I'll check it later. But like, yeah, cool. I'll for sure take a little peeky. So, what's your plans for the weekend? Are you gonna just those are bed rest? There's a rest. I won't look now. I won't look now. If I look now and it shows up on the stream, Twitch police and Facebook, YouTube police might arrest me, and it's all over. They'll do like a swap thing on me. They'll swap me. Smash through the windows. Smash my tablet in half. Smash my screen tablet in half, and then I'll get taken away and never be seen again. It's all over. Play some Xbox. Yeah, don't want to go to jail. Before you do the crime, think about the time. um, Xbox and draw, yeah, yeah, it's good. Have you got the new Xbox, or is this like the old Xbox? Oh, ransom. Oh no. Draw. Yeah, they'd want me to draw stuff. Draw stuff or get nicked. Xbox One. Okay, yeah, cool. I say the game I've been playing often when I get a chance is Phasmophobia, which is fantastic. Spooky ghost hunting game. Oh really? Wow. No surprise. I think with new consoles, it's always the case, isn't it? New consoles are always like the fad, like same with Xbox over the PlayStation 5. Um, Phasmophobia is a ghost hunting game. It's on the PC. Um, Basically like a ghost hunting simulator. So you go around a haunted house, and you have to investigate and find out what kind of spirit dwells in that house. So you scan the room for temperature changes and stuff, and use your spirit box. If you're on Windows 10, you can use the microphone, the game mic, and talk to the spirit box and say, "Is anyone there?" and or "How old are you?" And the box, if the ghost is in that room with you, the box talks back at you. It responds to you with whatever you say. It's pretty spooky. If you like scary games, it's not for you. But it can get scary because the ghost sometimes appears randomly or surprises you and stuff. And you got various tools you can use to, like, check what kind of ghost it is, like fingerprint, UV torches and stuff like that, and salt on the floor. Various tools and stuff, and video cameras. Sometimes you've got to position your video cameras on tripods, and then go back to your van outside to see if there's any little orbs flying around, and see any ghosts walking around and stuff like that. It's pretty spooky. It's a 4-player game, so I think that's what makes it fun, because you can play with other people, and you can hear them screaming and getting scared. It's a lot of fun. If you like horror games, that is. If you don't like horror, then it's certainly not for the faint-hearted. Deep Rock Galactic. Yes, Deep Rock Galactic is kicks ass. I play Deep Rock Galactic a lot. I'm on silver. I think I'm on Silver Star rank on all of my dwarfs. They recently added a new. They recently added a new biome to the game. Looking forward to seeing what that is. And a new a variant of new, and a couple of new variants of the Dreadnought as well. Okay. I forgot it's on console as well. Yeah, but it's a great game. It's one of if I'm not playing Phasmophobia, then Deep Rock Galactic is definitely the game I play next, because it's a good pick up and play game. When you're like taking a break from drawing and stuff, you want something that you can just turn on, have a few games, get some games done, and then get back to work. Deep Rock Galactic just fits that here. It ticks all those boxes for me. It's a great game. Because I think it's the randomization. That's what's nice about it. The randomization of every map. I always tell people, like, it's a good game because every mission is never the same. Something different always happens, and it's fun. Whereas most games you play nowadays, it's always the same thing, the same old grind and the same old boring layout of maps and stuff. I think Deep Rock has kind of nailed that in terms of having, missions are the same. Fine, the mission types are the same, but I'm procrastinating. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Mind you, have you heard of a game called Darkest Dungeon? I've started playing that. That's interesting as well. That's an interesting game as well. It's also randomizing. It's a single player dungeon crawler, roguelike dungeon crawler. But it's another nice game where no dungeon is ever the same. So you can bring your little characters into a dungeon and smash those enemies in. Yeah. Pick up and play games. I do like that. That's the way. I think that's the way I roll as well. Yeah, no, understandable. Understandable. I was actually thinking of like I was actually thinking of buying a VR headset because Phasmophobia supports VR, and fair few people I play with have been telling me that it's the game is very immersive, very scary. It'd be nice to play that on Twitch at some point. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm pondering to maybe get either the Valve Index or just get a normal VR, an Oculus VR, because just to give it a go, really. I know the Oculus Quest 2 is wireless. You can plug that into your PC as well, so you can have like a wireless VR thing going on there. Yeah, Oculus is great. Yeah, okay. I have to. Do you own an Oculus as well? Do you own a VR headset? Or I might have to, because I was reading up on the types of VR headsets you can get. So I was just trying to find one which I don't want to like have to fight it. I just want something that, as Todd Howard says, just works. It should just work. None of that. Not supporting it or whatever. Just need to work. Just need to work. Now my whole I did. Okay, played a lot. Cool. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, last time I did a proper headset stuff it was with the Oculus, but it was the older version of the Oculus. It was like, when the Oculus was still coming out, was still on its way out, and it was a Kickstarter. The company, a studio I used to work at, they had like Oculus test kits, and obviously and the demo they played there was like a roller coaster one and a Star Wars one. Both were really good, but the resolution was so tiny, like it's a tiny resolution, but still, wow. But still, it wasn't as good. But I'm sure now the resolution on the Oculus and other, I've seen the resolution specs. They're a lot better now, so I'm glad it's better than it was before. The Oculus works really well. Other than that, if you punch a hole in the wall, okay. If you punch a wall, his dad tried it and punched him in the mouth. Oh, ow, whoa, yeah, that's dangerous. Yeah, you gotta be careful with VR and your surroundings, I think. It's a good thing it's a good thing I'm the only one that's going to be using it and no one else. So I'm not going to be punching anyone in the gob unless I punch myself in the face. If I'm being haunted by a ghost, the ghost makes me punch myself, then that's acceptable. Punch me in the face, ghostly punch. Okay, cool. This fox is taking shape nicely. I'm happy with it. Look at that. It's a bit more red here, but I'll add that near the end. That's fine. Just gonna get that marker in here. Yeah. It's a bit more grey, light grey, and grey white. Doggo Art. Hey Polar Plays 95. How's it going? How are you enjoying your Friday? He smacks him himself in the balls once, and VR chat because the game character didn't have any everybody. Oh. Yeah, VR can be violent. I think the funniest thing I've seen so far is the Xbox Kinect. There's a guy doing some sort of hand movement, and his backhand hits his daughter in the face, and she gets slapped. The slap is so loud, she just disappears from the camera. I could draw some more birds as art. I could do more birds, yeah, birds. But I will be doing some more birds in the future. Don't worry, don't you worry. It's just fun. It's just I thought I'd take a bit of time doing some critters like this, because I don't get a lot of time to draw foxes. As sad as it sounds, you know. I mean, I used to enjoy drawing foxes, like foxy ladies, foxy stuff. But then, like all of a sudden, I went from drawing foxes went more towards drawing bunny ladies and stuff like that. So drawing foxes, it's just a bit of fresh air, you know. Like same with wolves. Like I've not drawn wolves in a while, and so it's nice to go. It's nice to go back to these things and remind myself like the appreciation of these animals, you know. So I do apologise if you're expecting a bird, but a bird will come. A bird will happen once again because I do like birds. You know, the birds are just as majestic and adorable as our canine vulpine sorts. So yeah. So I'm just basically keeping that shapes going around the body there. Oh, it's a bit lighter there, so I might reverse that back again, just a tad bit. Just erase that. There we go. And just bring that. There we go. There we go. Oh, don't forget to save. Oh, forgot to save there. That would have been bad. So the fur is a bit more out there, so I'm just gonna push that out a bit more. There we go. Just a tad bit. Then we have like this slightly faint line there of white. There we go. So I'm using the pressure here just to control the value under the neck here. There we go. So pressure control is very important when doing rendering. So knowing how much pressure to apply and how little you need, and same here as well. So I'm getting really light here, not pressing too hard, but enough to give me some control there. And then bring some down here, and then the feet, this foot. So I'm gonna take that sort of black here and just really chisel in this toe claw. Same here. So there's a bit of yellow there. That's from the claw. So fox claw. So I'm gonna start with a really dark of yellow, and then bring in a slightly more highly saturated yellow. It's what's known as the subsurface, because the claw, even though it's yellow, a toucan. Oh, I've done a toucan before. I wouldn't mind doing a toucan again. Yeah. Yeah, I've not done a toucan in a while. I'll see if I can find public domain versions of toucans, because the thing is, as much as I like doing, as much as I like painting from reference, I'm trying to avoid using copyrighted ones, because I can't print out copyrighted paintings, if that makes sense. Like, for example, this one here, this is a public domain one, so if I wanted to, I can print this out and sell it, you know, like not sell it as a print, that's fine. But I think the toucan I've done before, you might see in the slideshow, that one was, I think that was taken from the web, from, don't know, I can't remember where, but I assume that picture is probably owned by someone, so I can't really print that toucan out and sell it anywhere. I'll probably get done in from that person who owns it. Someone will probably find out, and then they'll come back to me and say, look, you're selling this piece, it belongs to me. I demand a cut of the profits, or stop selling it because it belongs to me. Which is, yeah, it's fair enough. You gotta be careful these days with the cheeky people that want that are conscious about their stuff being resold or redrawn or reused, repurposed. That's what the Creative Commons there, isn't it? The Creative Commons law. Gotta check those things and see if how much of it is actually, you know, part of their you know, their property. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect the property. Gotta respect the property, because if I found out myself, if someone was using my pieces for reference and stuff, that's fine. That's fine. If they're not, if they're making profit from it, then I'd feel a bit edgy. You know, I'd feel a bit cheated. You know, like unless it's an old piece. If it's a very old piece, I'll be like, you know, whatever. You know, that's fine. They can happily use it for what they want. But it depends really how I'm feeling. But if someone's using your stuff and they're making a bit of extra profit from it, it's not fair on you, is it? It's not fair on you. Your hard work, you know, your hard work has been abused by someone else, and they're profiting off it. It's not pretty. Not pretty. That's when you hire the what's it called, the lawyers and stuff. You get your lawyer in and say, look, this person is doing this. Time to legal up. So I'm just softening this up here, just to bring back that white, because that white there is pretty strong. It's a pretty strong white, so I'm just going to turn it down just a tad bit. There we go. So this line here, even though it's a actual line drawn, I'm just going to soften it here. And then, here we go. Let's get that out. Yeah. So that bit there, that grey there, I want to try and get that grey back again. Here. There we go. So it's all about control. It's about control, about how much you want to push and pull things back. This section here, it's a bit of grey there, but most of it's kind of white, so we can probably don't have to do much here actually. That bit there comes out. Yeah. I want to flip this canvas again in a minute, just to make sure that everything looks nice on the other side as well, not just on this side. Because the eye there is just fine, but maybe it needs a bit more tucked in there. There you go. Even though there's an edge here, it's not as sharp as the other one, so yeah. There you go. Okay, let's just flip it. Let's see how it looks. Oh, press the wrong button there. Press the... There we go. Press the eject button. Everything went flying. Everything goes flying everywhere. Okay. So there's a bit more light under this section here, so that's fine. I can start basically getting that definition in there again. Getting in that little corner there. There we go. There is some amounts of grey there, so that's fine. That's where the shadow is from where the actual cheek fur ends, so we're going to keep that going around the side there, but then we're going to try and bring this white up just a tad bit, so we know there's an edge there. There we go. Bring this up as well. There we go. So when we take off the line work, hopefully that should, there you go, it's an edge there, that's good. That edge we're going to use to push this out when we do our detail, but for now we can just, there we go, soften it up a bit, there we go. Cool. So that lip as well, we're going to try and fix that lip, that mouth part as well, because that's just a line right now. We're going to use a use the eye color. Actually, the eye color might be good. A really dark brown, and we're just gonna push this back a bit, just a tad bit. There we go. Just 50% of the line work. Go back to our rendering, and then start to just redraw the mouth back in. There we go. And then the nose as well. The nose needs a bit of tension there. There's a bit of blue there. Maybe some really light blue, and just add it on the edge. There's a bit more white. Yeah, and then on the front part of the nose. Go for maybe really blend out blue. There we go. So, and then maybe just add a bit more lighter. There we go. Boom. Just going to add an outside light part on the muzzle here, just to give it that edge that it deserves, because right now the edge is being overpowered by the underside, the other side. So we're going to push this a bit grey, just knock it down a bit, just a tad bit. There we go. So we're giving that edge. We because there's no line there, the optical, what we're seeing there is an optical illusion of the muzzle coming forward, and that we're hoping that we want to try and make that front muzzle appear just a bit more forward than the neck. That's what we want to try and achieve. To do that, it's all about making sure the contrast and brightness is higher when towards us. So as you can see, the tip of the muzzle, that end here is slightly, it's more brighter than the one under the neck. So if we keep that bright, we can't come inwards like so. There we go. I'm going to darken this up a bit more. Darken it even more actually, because it's pretty much going to near black here, near black, and that's fine. Like so. That's fine. And then we have the underside is the under little chin, the little jaw, the fox chin. It's coming in like that. See, it's coming in. Bring this up a bit more. There we go. There we go. It's a bit more red as well, so we're gonna chuck in some bit more red in there. There we go. Chucking a bit of red. There's a bit of red everywhere on this nose, because it's probably that's the flesh part we've seen under the muzzle. There we go. Cool. So that eye ridge part, the shadow is a bit more subtle, so I'm going to close this in a bit. There we go, close it in a bit. And close in this pie as well, even though it's heavy but not too heavy. So we're going to comes in just a tap bit. There we go. Oh, I think I went too far there, but that's fine. I'll just paint over it with white. There we go. Give that edge back. The thing is, if I was painting this right now without recording, I would zoom in, but I'll do that near the end when I'm doing details to get that, you know, the really refinements in there. But for now, all we're doing is just getting the values and everything in place, so then we can start working on detail after. Doesn't worry about detail. Because worry about too much about detail now might be wrong. Just want to get it right now. We'll get it somewhat to a point where we're satisfied. So get rid of that. Get rid of that edge there. we're going to try and let the optical illusion of the edge define that part there. There we go. Get that edge in there. So that upper part there, you know what, I might just turn this on so it masks out this stuff. We can mask out the upper area now, like so. There you go. So I'm erasing the line work. The line work's still there, but I'm using the mask to just hide it because we just don't need it anymore. Same here as well. So you can see it's taking more shape now. It's taking the shape that we want. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's nice. So I'm just adding a bit more extra values here and there just to give it a bit more pop. Pop it deserves. Pop it deserves. Yeah. So there's a glow there as well. It's a bit more reddish. So I'm going to add a bit more red to there. There we go. It's more like a warm red. So it's in between orange and red. So it's one of the nice things about using the rounded palette, the rounded palette circle picker than the than the slider, because you can just rotate it around and pick the colors you want without any problems. You know what? Well, I can't see the feet toes here, so I'm just going to bring this up again. There we go. It's going to fix the feet, the toes here as well. Like again, I missed out the claws here. One claw there. There's another one there. There's another one here, but even though it's black, I assume it's probably going to be more grey. Yeah, there we go. But it's got that nice. It's got like a greyish, bluish kind of hue to it at the end. There we go. There we go. There we go. Nice. So there's something else I've forgotten here as well. There's a nub there as well. A nub. That's the thumb. Canines do have thumbs, even though they're hidden away. They do have those things, so it's always good to know these things and learn about these things if you are planning to do critters like this sort. Humans and most animals have similar traits and structure, so it's good to make note of these things and try and do. It's 11:35 and I've been streaming for 1 hour 40 minutes, so I'm going to try and aim to get this done, and then call it time, and then have a break, and then come back an hour or so later for Not Safe for Work on Picarto, and then hang out on voice with my chums on Discord, and yeah, just chill out and have some fun with Not Safe for Work stuff, and that'll be the end of my session. Maybe for that, I'll maybe stream for like a couple of hours again. I'm trying not to stream for more than like 4 hours. I've done 5 hour streams before. I think I did it last time, 5 hour Safe for Work stream. That was crazy. As much as I like doing long streams, I get burned out a bit too quickly. I don't know how other people do it, but yeah, I sadly like to have a rest. I like to have a bit of a rest when painting. It's always nice to relax a bit. I've got a restream on. So as you can see, I'm still still painting in the direction of the fur. That's what gives that sense of illusion of fur texture. Don't spend too much on it. Don't spend too long on it yet. But like I'm just basically giving the idea of it. There we go. So that comes up here. Oh. Keeping that direction there. There we go, like that. So like so. Like so. Yeah. Like that foot. Toe there. Comes down. So I'm going to grab this brown a bit. Just going to wash it over this thumb, under the foot as well, under here, same here as well, because white fur tends to absorb a lot of the surrounding values, so there might be a bit green, even though there's not a lot of green there. I'm just going to, as you can see, I'm adding like a really subtle green value on this fur. Same here. I could probably get away with adding a bit of green here. You may think, well, you know, there's no green there, but when you add subtle values like this, because it's the environments that's affecting the fox, it makes it more real. You know, it makes it more real. That's what you want. If you're going for the realistic approach, you got to think about color, and you got to think about lighting, and how much of the surrounding areas, surrounding objects or setting, whatever it is you're trying to include, affect the profile, which is the profile being the fox, or in this case the Arctic fox. So as you can see, this reddish value is not only from its skin value, but it could be something that's affecting from the outside as well. Everything has a bounce. Every object has a bounce. Even metal. Oh no, sorry, not metal. Even a rock like this has a sense of a way to bounce light. So just because it's not bouncing that much doesn't mean you shouldn't just ignore it. It's always good to just, you know, give it a sense of okay, it's bouncing something. So always keep an eye on that. Always keep an eye on those things. Always check. If you're not sure, always check references on these things and see how they affect things. You know, it's good. It's good. And you learn more things about it. You learn more things about how objects and textures behave against different kinds of lighting, and which is and in turn enhances your knowledge as well, isn't it? Makes your brain stronger. You'd be like, yeah, you know these things. I know these things. You'll be going around feeling more confident as well about your work when you do painting studies as well. You're trying to decide, trying to define what it is in front of you, what it is you're looking at. It's a great way to spend time doing these things so you can get stronger and fill your vocabulary with various kinds of techniques and understandings of how light and colour work hand in hand. And then before you know, you won't be using any grayscale techniques. You'll be using value studies. You'll be going straight into colour. Hell, if you're going into traditional painting as well, same thing. You know exactly what colours to pick, what kind of basis to start with. You'll feel more confident as well with your work, and I think that's what's important, isn't it? The confidence of knowing what colours to pick and to use. Yeah. Because I was in that situation before in the past. I used to be very conscious about like what colours to pick. Do I pick the blue? Do I pick the green? What would happen if I pick the red and it goes all wrong? And it goes all wrong, and then that's it. You're boned because you picked the wrong colour. You slapped it onto the canvas, and it wasn't the colour that you was looking at. It was something. It was more of a softer pink, or maybe more orangey red, so. But now it's like when I look at things, I think, okay, well, what's the natural, what's the what's the local color. Because if the lighting is making something look the way it is, then the local color is what's important here. If you know the local color, then applying the value over it is where it's going to change it. And local color so if you don't know what local color is the color that the object is without any lighting or anything applied to it. That's the color you need to try and see. So yeah. Something to think about there. If you're planning to go down the painterly part, it helps a lot in digital art as well, knowing the local color, because you can do the same. You can apply the same technique of local color to your paintings or illustrations, and then take it from there. I think that's what most people. That's what you do. That's what most senior artists do as well. They paint with local color. And when you're done with local color, you bring in your multiplier layer, and then you do your shading over that with the multiplier, so the local color's been given that shading that it deserves. So that again, there's an example of local color being applied to your illustration. Yeah. So let's think about there. Well, it's actually 80% there. That's why it's not doing that. There we go. Let's just bring it back again. There we go. Just going to do that, and then cuts that away, cut that away, cut that away. It's a bit too. I'm just going to bring that up a bit, just a tad bit. There we go. Some nice music being played at this free copyright album. I like it. It's and I'm going to switch between this and jazz music. It's pretty soothing. Gives your brain a bit more to think about, like. Cool. Okay. Okay, right, so stretch my wrist there, stretch it out a bit. So I'm using the pressure values here just to push that down again. There we go. Oh. There we go. Yeah, this fox does look a bit sad. Wonder what he's thinking about. I wonder. I think I should probably find more positive, happy foxes next time. Make note to myself. Ooh. There we go. Okay, let's try and hide that blur part now. Oh. Just turn this off a second. Yeah, let's hide that. There we go. Okay. So what I'll do next now is let's see what would happen if we blur the background out. Alright, merge that background, merge group, and then we just do a filter, blur, Gaussian blur, because there we go. Oh, not that much, but it's enough. Just push it back down again. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a bit too heavy-handed. We're going to try and... There we go, not too much. Yeah. So we've turned off the line layer completely here now. Line layer's gone now. So we're just left with the fox on its own now. So I'm going to group that. Fox rendered. I call it fox rendered. Make a new layer, make a new one. New layer, and then merge that. So we now just have the flat fox on its own. We can now move it around, shift it around, do what we want with it. That's all we want. But the most important one we do is detail. And before I go any further on that, let's just basically give that foreground a bit more touch. And I think that the chalk brush that I said before might be useful for that. Let me just see if it works for that. Where's the chalk brush? Chalk brush. So, looking at a reference here, just apply that onto here. A bit more yellow. There we go. Yes, it needs a bit more grain because that surface is a bit grainy. So this is where having that grainy kind of brush, which is what DG brush has, can be a good choice. But in fact, we can probably use the Luther brush I've got. It's more chalky and sponge. I've got dry hair, but this one might do the trick. Yeah, this one might do it as well. Yeah, this could do it. Yeah, I need to spend more time doing these kind of brush tests as well. I keep searching for brushes that can be handy for certain tasks, just to saves a bit of time on doing these kind of things. So all I'm doing is overlapping colour on top of colour, but you know, making sure that what I see is there. More warm there, needs to be a bit more warm, a bit more orange maybe, just a tad bit, yeah, and then push it back. So I'm just applying colour, then pushing back, applying colour, pushing back, until I'm satisfied with what I got, and it's a bit more grey in there. Yeah, there we go, like so. Just want to keep it simple. Don't want to go too crazy on the foreground because it's not what we're trying to keep. Yeah. Okay. Now back to the fox detail. So this is where we can start going a bit, kind of having a bit of fun on our detail side. So I'm going to use the DG brush again. And just turn off set the pressure to 100% and really pop things out here now. This is where I can go crazy on the tuft here, but let's start with the smaller front section here. Just put the value up a bit. Start just basically, here you go, just pushing things out So you've got two choices here. You could use the smudge tool, but smudge tool I find that a bit messy. You know, I've seen people use that for painting, and it's fine to use, but I prefer to just paint it in because it gives me more control. It's better to have control than to rely on what's currently there on your canvas, you know. So as you can see, I am going in there and applying the right kind of mark making I can see. It doesn't have to, you can go crazy. You can spend as much time as you want on this, but this should be the last few minutes of your painting, really. Oh, goes a bit too like that. Look at that. In fact, you can turn it off actually. There you go. Turn off the opacity because I've been doing some hard strokes there, but I guess you can get away with a bit of hard lines as well, hard edges, just to get that kind of detail in there. And bring it back again to 100%. So here it goes a bit white. Fur goes a bit white. That's fine. We can control the fur bit. There you go, like that. See. So I'm just following the direction of the fur here. That's it. That's pretty much it. Follow direction and stroke. So this is the fun, but this is the part where most people tend to they tend to enjoy doing, and I do. It is fun. It's fun doing details like this. You can just go crazy. You know, you can just spend hours doing this, but I tend to do the last few minutes of the painting because everything's in place now. The rendering has kind of done it for us as well, and the blockings as well. So all we're doing is now adding those extra touches to give that sense of oomph to your piece. You know, that's what you want, isn't it? Nice little oomph. There's an edge here, which is fine. Bring that in there and then cut it back. So this end starts to get a bit blurry, so that's fine. We can diffuse that a bit once we've finished with the piece. But for now, we'll put it in. Just we had our little hairy edge because it is hair, fox hair going that way, so that's fine. That's cool. Fluff here, so I'm going to just add a bit more definition. There we go, like that. See, it just gives it a bit more oomph. So here we want to make the subtle marks just to imply that the edge there is there. Just going to bump that up a bit more. A bit more white. There we go. Gonna add a bit more white on that ridge, just a little ridge. There we go. Save. Don't get to save. Oh, Trigger Beast. Hello. Sorry about that. I didn't see you there. Sleeping. Oh, do a little stretch there. Do a little stretch. Oh, I've gone past the 2-hour mark, and that's fine. That's fine. I can carry on painting. Someone just pinged me 1 second. How do I? Forgot how to pause. There we go. Let's have a look. Who just pinged me on Telegram? Give me a second. I'm just gonna check this link. Someone pinged me. Oh. Oh, just checking on some tweet someone sent me. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Getting a bit carried away there. Oh, let me check on something else. Oh. I'll bring back YouTube being funny again. YouTube's acting up again. Okay, cool. Click on that. Cool. Ah, right. Back to the Fox. We're getting close to it. I can sense we're getting close to completion of this little fella. So all I'm doing right now, just detail. That's the. But I'm gonna be careful how much detail I put because I don't want to be doing too much of it, but enough to, you know, keep the picture intact. That lip is a bit too deep there. I think that should be okay. Oh. Just a bit. There we go. You have to be really careful because you can easily just wreck the distance bit by making it too white. So always good to just apply it hairline, tiny little increments of white where needed. Okay, so I've got applying the fur here. Tiny bit of white hairs for the hair in the ears there. See? Oh, it went red there. Not sure why it went red there. I didn't ask for red. There we go. Done that quiff. Let's give it a little quiff. Why not? So this other side of the ear, I might just add a bit of blur to it, just to push it back, so that way it gives a bit of depth as well for the ear. Grey there. There we go. Soften up a bit. There we go. Then just basically. There we go. So there's a bit of white here, so that's fine. We can hairline that in. There we go. There we go. Right, so still recording, good. Oh, I forgot about this area here as well. Just going to give it nice strokes, upward strokes, and then so there's a bit of a lisp there, just comes in. There we go. Let's include that there. There we go. A bit more shadow under the eyes as well. Look at that. A bit more. It is a bit. You know what? This is where I can start. This is where I can start zooming in a bit just to get it right, because it's a bit tricky to do it from long range. A bit more. Make another layer on top of that for the. There's a bit of blue there as well. Just a bit of blue. There we go. There we go. So it's not at all dark. It's like there's a reflection coming in. That's what we need to address as well. There you go. More curve as well. Nope. That white rim goes around the side of the eye, like that, round. But then this dark bit comes way around. Let's see, the shadow, like so. So we can actually add a bit more glow here, just to give it more character. Oh. Like so. go. Looks a bit lazy. Looks a bit lazy, so I'm going to curl that in because that. There we go. A bit more black. There we go. It's where it gets fiddly in terms of how much you can spend time doing these little details, little nooks and crannies, but it pays off. This is therapeutic when you're doing these sort of things. But yeah, trying to get carried away as I am. So now I can clean some of these areas up now just a bit. Just clean these. Because the detail is going to take care of that part. So. Yeah, I think what I've done, well, I've blurred it overall, so I can probably do this, and then I can probably mask away some of the background, mask away some of the floor as well, actually. There we go. That's better. Like so. Probably use a chalk brush here to tinker with the background a bit, just a bit more. This music is playing again. Let me switch to something else. 1 second. There we go. Jazz. Playing jazz. What time is it? 2 hours. Okay, so I think this picture's done. I think. I mean, this background. I'll probably tinker with it after the stream. I guess maybe we'll just get it done after. But I'm gonna take a quick break. Maybe just take a little gamey break. Play some games a bit on Steam, and then I'll be on Discord for a bit. And then once that's done, I'll be back on Picarto for You guessed it. Not safe for work stuff. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I want to try and paint try and paint one of my drafts I've done. I'm not sure what one, but I'll see what I've got to do, and I'll get on with it. But yeah, it's been like I said, it's been a fun session, hanging out with you guys, and yeah, it's been grand. It's been grand. If you're still listening, that is, if you're still tuned in, because it's a bit quiet. Quiet is good. It means I can get on with stuff here with no distraction. Probably erase that. There we go. Get that there. Yeah. Yeah. I think what else I can do on this fox is actually it needs whiskers. Just remembered, just need whiskers. Whiskers and a nose fix as well. I just saw there. Let's fix that nose as well. Just going to bring up my reference on this side. Get a good view of the nose as well, so I can see it. There you go. Whiskers are pretty tricky on this one because I can't really see them, but I'm going to try my best to okay. Oops. New layout for that. Okay, so I'll group this up. I think that's, oh, no. That one below is the third one there. So assume this is all of it. Yeah, that's right. And then the whisker dots. I'm going to actually push that back a bit so it's not completely faint because it's not in there. So what I'm doing here is whiskers right, whiskers left, whiskers left. I'm on the other side, and then I'm gonna make a mask on that, and I'm just gonna. There we go. There we go. There we go. And a bit of a masky there. Oh, that lip is a bit darker there. I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah, that lip is a bit coming in a bit there too strong. There we go. There's underlaying bit there. There we go. And there's a bit of red in there. Oh. There we go. There's a bit of red as well here as well. Got to fix the eye. Cool. I think we're coming close to the end of this session. I think I'm satisfied with this. Oh. Nose is a... Oh, it's a bit too strong there. There we go. A bit more closed in, I think, a bit more. Oh, wrong layer. There we go. Cool. Right, I think I'm gonna stop the recording now. Well, nearly anyway. 1 hour 56 minutes in, 2 hours 30 minutes on the stream. Yeah. I think more paintings like this need to be done to keep my so from here I can probably now use a bit of layer filtering and stuff like that to give it make it a bit pop, but I think I'm satisfied with this. Cool. Right, yeah, I want to stop it here because I'm going for a while. I want to do the feet. I want to do the feet. I haven't done the feet, have I? Oh, I've done the feet, yep. Got to do the feet. I was about to say I was about to stop there, but the feet need to be done. So we just go down to the feet. See them. Whoa, oh, the feet and the feet on that reference are completely blurred out, but I'm going to try and quickly get these kind of done in such a way that can wing it. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's constantly a loop, isn't it? Cool. Right. I think this is done. I'll probably tweak it up near the end outside the stream. So yeah, I'm gonna stop recording here. Stop it here. 2 hours 3 minutes. I'm gonna take a short break, and then I'll be maybe back for Not Safe for Work stuff on Picarto. If you wanna join me on there, that's great. So yeah, I'm just letting people know on Picarto that I'll be back on there later. If you're still tuned in on Twitch, yeah, same information applies. I'll be back later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this so far. I might do some more tweaking out, like I said, outside the stream, just do a bit more tweaks to it. But I think it's there really. Just add a bit of filter here and there, and then ship it. I'll think about doing more birds. Maybe we'll see what I can find. I was thinking of another meerkat, another lemur, or something like that, but we'll see. So I'm gonna save this to my drive. There you go. Done. Cool. Let's save that. Cool. Cool. Well, if all is good, I'm going to end the stream here, and I will be back later on Pigato. So until next time, keep watching the skies. Keep watching the skies. I'll be back maybe tomorrow. We'll see if I'm feeling like if I get up up in time for some safe work stuff. I might try and work on this a bit more, or maybe do another piece completely. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I'll be back later. I'm going to jump on Discord now, chill out a bit, have some more orange juice, maybe have some wine. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, but chill out. I want to chill out for a bit. So thanks for joining me. I'll be back later. Ciao. Whoop.